Blog Talk Radio.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Cy Brown, and welcome to the Cy Brown Fitness Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We are talking about water, good old H2O. You know our bodies are mostly water, and so today I'm sharing some super reasons why everyone, not just those on a diet, need to drink more water. For those of you who are following me on social media, let me give you a big thank you. And for those of you who are not, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, Cy Brown Fitness, and then, of course, on Facebook, I'm Cy Brown Fitness. And on Twitter, I'm just old Cy Brown. I've been on Twitter for a long time, and I don't feel like changing my Twitter handle. Oh, let me say this, too. The chat room is open. So now that the chat room is open, if there's anybody in the chat room that wants to hit me up and let me know, somebody walk me through Snapchat. If you've been listening to this show since it started, first of all, just sidebar, we celebrate 7 years on BTR next month. So I'm super excited that I have been hosting this show for the last 7 years. But log in and tell me about this Snapchat. Do I have to get on it? I think so. My son is on it, and I record these goofy little videos with him at home. So I think I'm going to have to hop on Snapchat too. As long as I can help people eat, look, and feel better every day, then I'll do it. But I'm just not getting on social media just to be on social media. I need to make sure that I'm sharing good information with everybody and making sure that you guys are getting the best information that I can find, that I've been able to source, so that way we can all live longer, live better, and be healthier. Amen? Amen. So today, the good show today, I'm just sharing some quick tips about water. You know, this is a serious topic, believe it or not. You know, we think of, bottled water and this and that. Bottled water can be so pricey, but really there's some very critical reasons why we need to drink more water, consume more water, keep our bodies hydrated. And I'm also going to share a story about someone that I know who was drinking too much water. She was just drinking a lot of water, losing weight, and she almost flooded her system. So we have to walk a fine line. Sometimes when we want to lose weight or we want to get healthy, we can take it to the head, and that's something that I don't want us to do. I want to make sure that we're all being healthy, we're losing weight in a healthy way, and that we are, doing what we're supposed to do. So that's really important. So I'm going to jump right in it and jump right into today's show and share some super reasons why we should drink more water. I want to start off, though, first, that this is very important. By the time you experience the feeling of being thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Hear me good. By the time you start to experience the feeling of thirsty or thirst, your body is already dehydrated. So that thirst your body is calling for is rehydration. Our body is composed of roughly 60% water, and that means when we're dehydrated, we've spent our day extracting water either through urinating, either through perspiration, or some other way, some other method of expelling water from our body. Or in the case of, if we're drinking alcohol, or caffeine, coffee, that dehydrates the body, our body is screaming to be rehydrated. So I think that's a very big tip for us to start off with, because I want that to stick in your mind. By the time you experience the sensation of thirst, you're already dehydrated. So the first tip I want to share is, if you don't drink water, and this sounds a little over the top, it's not funny, it sounds a little over the top, you're going to die. And that's really the truth of it. We can exist, our bodies, just humans, people, we can exist on bread and water. Bread to give us a little substance, water, yes. But the reality is, depending on the environment that we're in, we can only live a few days, maximum a week, without water. We can live so much longer without food, but we really can't live more than a week max without water. And for most of us, we should prioritize the consumption of water far more than we really do. I've spoken to people, when they're on that weight loss journey, and one of the first things I always ask is, how much water do you drink? You would be surprised how many people tell me, I don't drink water. I don't like the way it tastes. But the reality is, water really shouldn't even have a taste. So if you're telling me you don't want to drink water because you don't like the taste, that's a little odd, because water is tasteless. But the reality is, their body and their mindset has not been conditioned to consume water. So to those people that are just like, I don't like water, I don't want to drink water, I will say drink seltzer water, gently carbonated water, squeeze a lemon in it, a lime. Major hotel chains now have, when you walk in, they have fresh cut strawberries or cucumbers in the water just to give it a little bit of a flavor. But the reality is, you must have water. Your body needs it to function. Water can also help you be less cranky. I know I drink coffee, and I can get a little spicy if I don't have my coffee. But think about it. When you're dehydrated, what does that do? You get that, like your mouth is what we call it, like you have hair on your tongue. It can affect your mood. It can make you fidgety. You'll start to feel itchy. Your body will feel like it's tingling all over. These are clues that your body is sending you to say, we need water. If you have more water, you're able to think more clearly, and you're able to function a little bit better. For people who are athletes, a lot of people that listen to the podcast are athletes, and student athletes in particular. Proper hydration contributes to increased athletic performance. Proper hydration contributes to increased athletic performance. Now, I know, especially for student athletes, they try to hype you up on all this Gatorade and all these other vitamin waters. Those are good, but plain old water. I don't even drink cold water. Room temperature water is the best, because what happens is water composes 75% of our muscle tissue. Water composes 75% of our muscle tissue, and dehydration can lead to weakness, fatigue, dizziness, and electrolyte imbalance. And that's why they try to put a lot of electrolytes in some of these sports drinks. But the reality is, if you just drink more water, it can have the same effect, especially if you're going to perform as an athlete. Long jumps, marathon runners, sprinters, pole jumpers, and of course the basics of football, basketball, baseball, things like that. Another reason why water is so important is because when you are on the journey of weight loss affects people differently. And so what happens is, sometimes we think we're hungry, and we're not actually hungry, we're thirsty. Our body starts turning on all the alarms, hey, 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 and our senses start to get going. But what happens is, we think we're hungry, and it's really just our body screaming that we're dehydrated. Further, water is how we expel the toxins and waste from our body. I remember when I first started losing weight, I said to my trainer, where does the fat go? Y'all know I'm a little goofy sometimes. A lot of fun, a little goofy. I'm like, well, if I'm sweating and I'm working out, how does the fat leave my body? Because I'm physically seeing myself shrink. So my trainer was telling me how the fat breaks down and then it's expelled through my body, through my skin, through perspiration, and when I urinate. Well, as this water is being expelled from my body, the impurities are leaving my body. If I do not replenish with water, pure water, once again, that can bring about bouts of dehydration. So staying hydrated can also serve as an appetite suppressant and really, really aid in weight loss. Another point of why we need to drink more water is it can help reduce joint pain. Think about this. When you drink water, the water is filtering through your entire body. And what's happening is it's keeping your joints, the cartilage soft and hydrated. Let me say that again, because I don't want anybody to misconstrue my words. Drinking water can reduce the pain in your joints by keeping the cartilage in your joints soft and hydrated, particularly in your knees. And this is how glucosamine helps reduce joint pain, aiding in the cartilage's absorption of water. That's why you see a lot of diet pills and a lot of products over the counter that say it has glucosamine, because they're selling it as a product when in reality, if you consumed more water, you would be able to keep your cartilage soft and hydrated without the extra glucosamine from an artificial way being added into your body. Water also helps to flush out the waste and bacteria. Our digestive system needs water to function, period. That's just the way it is. So once we flush out the impurities from our body, it's flushed out in the form of urine and sweat. So if we don't drink water and we don't flush out the waste and it collects in our body, it can cause just a host of unwanted problems. Further, water, when combined with fiber, can cure constipation. So it's just really, really important. It's just really important that you drink water, but I share with people so much. If your car does not have oil, it's going to get stiff, and it's not going to be able to function, and it's not going to be able to run properly. And that's actually what water does to our body. It just keeps everything flowing, it keeps everything moving, and it keeps your body running like a well-oiled machine. And it's a very, very inexpensive way to keep our bodies functioning properly. I do believe in vitamins, I do believe in vegetables, and I do believe in a lot of other ways to keep our body functioning and operating in a peak way. But water is a real simple solution that can really prevent headaches. Let me just say this sidebar. One of the reasons I stopped drinking alcohol, when I first started losing weight, my trainer said to me, Saida, you can't drink alcohol because it's going to slow your metabolism and it has too much sugar. And I was like, okay, whatever. I still went to happy hour and hung out with my friends. Sometimes you have to get that bump on your butt and you learn your lesson the hard way. I didn't realize how much alcohol actually dehydrates you, and it prohibited me from functioning well in the gym the next day. So I work out easily 5 to 6 days a week, at least an hour to an hour and a half, and this is very consistent. So when I decided and when I realized that the alcohol was preventing me from functioning well at the gym, I really pulled back my alcohol consumption. Then when I did drink alcohol, I did not realize, it was a glaring revelation, how much it did dehydrate my body. And once your body gets that dehydrated, that's where your hangovers come from. Because your body is saying, wait a minute, we have so little water, you now get a headache and you now have other ailments. So there's just so many things that can be prevented just by keeping your body totally hydrated. The last thing I want to share just about water, I have so many more bullet items that I can share in notes, and I'm definitely going to throw some of this stuff up on my blog on cybrownfitness.com. But water is just essential for the proper circulation of nutrients in your body. It really is the nutrients transportation system. I'm here in New York City, so we have a huge, people in Chicago, Philly, with Atlanta, with these huge subways. Think of it this way. Water is the carrier of the nutrients throughout your body. So if you deplete your water, either by consumption of alcohol, caffeine, or other dehydrating factors, or even by, perspiration or sweat or urinating a lot through exercise, how else can you replenish that transportation system? How do you keep your body nourished to keep the nutrients flowing through your body properly? And it's really by just consuming water. Now, the last thing I want to share is how much water. Well, I believe, in the theory that I actually use myself, is take half of your body weight and use that in ounces of water. So if you're 150 pounds, I believe that you should have ounces of water a day. Now, if you're too heavy, if you're over 250, 275, you have to be mindful because there is a chance that you can overhydrate your body. So you want to be mindful and you have to be sensible. See how you feel. But I do feel a safe guide, in my professional opinion, is half your body weight in ounces of water. So I believe that's a very good way to gauge how much water you're drinking, because if they drink 8 glasses of water a day, it's just not enough, especially if you work out, especially if you're trying to lose weight, especially if you are trying to detoxify your body. You have to drink more water. So I hope some of these tips have helped you. Always remember that we shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any good that I can show to any human being, let us do it now. Let us not defer or neglect it, for we shall not pass this way again. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you soon on the next show. Again, it's your girl, Cy Brown, for the Cy Brown Fitness Podcast. I'll see you soon.